Renowned veteran activist and giant of the liberation struggle, poet Professor William Keorapetse Kgositsile will be laid to rest on January the 16th. Professor Kgositsile was South Africa's second National Poet Laureate and a recipient of the National Order of Ikhamanga for his contribution to the field of literature. President Jacob Zuma has declared a special official funeral for the late poet Professor William Keorapetse Kgositsile. The national flag will be flown at half-mast at every flag station on the 16th of January, the day of the funeral. Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the eulogy at that funeral. We're now joined in studio by Stanley Letsoalo, who is the organizer for the memorial service for Professor Kgositsile that will take place in Houghton on Wednesday. Welcome to you.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. Just take us through perhaps some of the preparations leading up to that memorial service.
Just to give a background, Professor Kgositsile was actually a member of the branch executive committee of the ANC in the John Nkadimeng branch, which is formerly known as the Houghton branch. And we came together as the collective and said, it's only fair that we give our stalwart, a revolutionary send-off. And that's how we then came about to then arrange for a memorial service as the branch, as the ANC. Of course, this does not take away the fact that there will be a state funeral, and of course there will be a memorial service which is arranged by the Office of the Presidency, and of course the committee which is led by Comrade Mandla Langa himself. Yes.
But then this one is specifically for the branch, but everybody's invited.
No, of course. If you remember last year, we actually honored our veterans. Amongst those, it was Professor Kgositsile, Wali Siroti, and Mandla Langa. So, of course, this is consistent with what we have been doing as the organization of obviously appreciating our, veterans, even while they're still alive. And of course, this only came as, a thought that let's do the honorable thing by obviously doing a revolutionary send-off prior to, the family then given the final part of, saying goodbye to one of their own. We all know that Professor Kgositsile was a well-known stalwart of the organization, and we only thought that it's only fair that as someone who was very active in the ANC, particularly in our branch, it's only fair that, we do the honorable thing. This is something that he would have loved, and of course, this is our last goodbye.
Now talk us through your interactions with Professor Kgositsile.
Look, a lot of people do not know. I've actually been mentored by Professor Kgositsile when I first became the secretary of the ANC in the Houghton branch. He saw it as his duty to actually groom me and share with me the history of the organization, and obviously one would draw a lot of wisdom, and one would obviously take guidance and say, look, you are fresh from the youth league, you are raw, but in the ANC this is how you obviously need to present yourself and what involves in you being a leader of the ANC. And, one would obviously appreciate a lot of his poetry, his writings, and his work in the arts and culture industry as well. One knows very well that Professor Kgositsile contributed immensely well, in the departments of arts and culture. And, one appreciated what arts and culture can actually do in society, how it can actually influence society. Yeah.
But then beyond this now, in terms of the memorial service, what time is it? And perhaps directions, and our family members? Is there at least a few people coming from the family to represent the Kgositsile family?
Okay. The memorial service will obviously take place on the 10th, which is tomorrow. And it will start at 5:30.
Okay.
We are expecting the family to come because they are aware that Professor Kgositsile belonged to this branch. And the family will be in attendance, and we will obviously have someone from the family who will obviously speak. on behalf of the family. And it will take place at the Houghton Primary School. I think everyone can locate the Houghton Primary School. It's on First Avenue in Houghton, and I think it's easy to locate yourself there.
And then it's an hour-long program or 2 hours? How
it
long
will
will it
be more than that, and I'll tell you why. Because our program seeks to give space to not only the ANC itself, but to those who come from the fraternity of writers, poets, the family as well, and even those who we know that have been in Prof's life. Obviously would want to give them that space, but it does not take away the fact that the memorial service that will take place on the 11th will obviously then cater for other fraternity, but specifically this is more for the family, the ANC branch, and of course those who were also in Prof's circles amongst the writers. Yes.
It certainly sounds like it will be a beautiful memorial service there with the diverse group of speakers. Now, we're joined rather on that note. It's more news and updates on the other side of this break.